Behind the Shades.
When you mentioned the autoimmune illness that you shared with me, um, which one exactly are you experiencing, and what has been some of the impact to your life regarding it?
Great question. So I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease back in 2012. Prior to that diagnosis, I was struggling with symptoms for about a year and a half before I was finally able to find out what was wrong with me and why my body was doing the things that it was doing. And although I am very healthy now and have all these a very healthy lifestyle, back then I definitely did not have a healthy lifestyle. And of course, you can have a healthy lifestyle and be diagnosed with an autoimmune. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but for me and my journey, it was when my habits were at their worst and where I literally just didn't take care of myself, ate poorly, stayed up late, didn't have a good relationship with myself, yet alone the people around me. And so when I'm able to look back at that situation today, it makes a lot of sense. Everything was out of balance in my world. And so it all came crashing down. And now, as I sit here today, I'm able to view this entire situation as a blessing in disguise, because being told you have an illness without any cure, or that they don't really know how to treat it. That's what was happening at the time when I was diagnosed. Hey, we don't know how we're going to fix this, but we have faith. It didn't feel very reassuring that I was going to get better. And so knowing that there wasn't a cure for this, I honestly had a hard time coming to terms with it and to accept that, something had to change. But fast forward down the line, this experience was really able to show me that that wasn't the life for me. And that's not what I was put on this earth for. And now I'm helping other people with this beautiful work. So it's just been such a wild and crazy ride, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
At what age did you find out that you had this illness?
I was 21 at the time.
Okay. The reason why I asked that is because in our 20s, I don't know about you, Jennifer, but for me, I felt like I was bulletproof. Like, if you ever watched the movie like The Matrix, I felt I can dodge bullets. I felt like I can jump in the air and just fly and just take off, because because everything is just firing in all cylinders, right? Like, you can eat essentially what you want, still look pretty good. But many of us, we hit a certain point in our life, usually older, but for you, you're younger, usually older, or like, okay, I can't eat spicy food because my stomach, I'm having a little bit of indigestion, a little bit of gassy, things like that. But you got that so young. And at 21, when you realize that I'm going through this, was it like your world was completely upside down at that point?
Absolutely. It definitely did. Because as you said, when you're at that age, you're living your best moments. You're doing all the things. You're saying yes to everything. And there's no repercussions for anything that you're doing or actions you're taking. And I was very much like that growing up as a young child and a teenager. I was a little bit rebellious. Sorry, mom and dad. I always went to my own direction, and no one could really tell me like, hey, you should try this. Like, this might be better than this option. I would always take the other option. And so being told this and having this happen, a lot of the resistance came up around that, because as a 21-year-old would think, like, I don't want to have to change my eating habits. I don't want to, go to bed early. I want to drink and party like I am 21 years old. Right. So it was definitely very hard to accept at that age. But now, as I sit here, I'm actually really thankful that it did, because, there were times when I was a few years prior to my diagnosis, and I remember just staying up late, partying, having this mindset that there was no outcomes from my actions. And I would be so tired the next day, and I'd be going to work or I'd be going to school, and I'd be like, how am I going to live? Like, I am so drained and tired, and there's got to be more to life than this. So now I'm able to say, thank goodness that this happened when I was 21, and that I didn't abuse my body, my vessel, for this whole period of time until I was older. And yeah, I was able to really turn it around. So I'm thankful for that.